क्या ऐसा लग रहा था कि शायद नहीं भाग पाएंगी या बहुत गर्मी हो गई थी?
नहीं, मुझे ऐसा कुछ नहीं लग रहा था क्योंकि मैंने जिस हिसाब से क्लाइमेट था तो बहुत अच्छा क्लाइमेट था। इस लास्ट ईयर से बहुत बेटर क्लाइमेट था, तो मुझे पता था कि मुझे 50 डाउन रेस लगानी है। मैंने 50 में लगाई। मुझे बहुत 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 अच्छा लग रहा है।
मुझे मालूम है बहुत थकी हुई हैं और आपको यहाँ से भागना है जल्दी। एक आखिरी सवाल, आज आप कैसे सेलिब्रेट करने वाली हैं?
अभी तो मैं सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए मैं आज बहुत थकी हूँ। सेलिब्रेट तो मैं कर पाऊँगी नहीं कर पाऊँगी पता नहीं है, लेकिन मैं सेलिब्रेट ज़रूर करूँगी आज।
Thank you very much and congratulations once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Poppy. She practices and she believes and she has a hat trick of wins and a new course record. Lalita Babar, well done. There's also lots of dignitaries that are taking part here at the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, and earlier on today we took an interview, a quick interview with the governor of the RBI who's also participating in the half marathon. Take a look.
This is the first year I'm running, but you know, I've run half marathons elsewhere. It's a fun exercise. It's not as strenuous as a marathon, but it does challenge you, unlike smaller runs. And so it's and to see so many people running gives you a lot of enthusiasm to do it yourself and to maintain your shape.
The governor of the RBI there earlier on today. That race started off at 5:40 in the morning. Lots of people took to the streets very early on in the morning today. And Mayanti, who's our intrepid reporter, has been also down on the streets as we see pictures of Shibani. Shibani, who's about to finish, set herself a challenge to try and knock 30 whole minutes off her personal best. She's going to be a little bit over that, but she's going to have knocked a significant amount of time off her personal best in running a marathon. Tim?
She's going to knock a huge amount off her personal best. Her lifetime best before this morning, 4 hours, 58 minutes. Well, we don't know yet exactly how much Shibani is going to take off it, but it's going to be many, many minutes. And I think she's just beginning to realise that now. She's got this sort of stubborn metronomic stride. Now the smile. It's the first time I think we've seen real emotion on her face. She's looked so focused. She's been in the zone for 4.5 hours plus. But now, of course, she breaks into a smile as she heads towards the finish line. And the celebrations will begin very soon. And well-deserved celebrations too. But I say again, for her, this is a sort of gentle morning stroll.
This is Shibani's mom and dad waiting for her at the finish line. I don't think Shibani is aware that we've actually got her mom and dad to come and meet her at the finish line. I wonder what she's gonna think or react like when she sees this.
Oh, it'll be the most amazing feeling. If she hasn't got the foggiest idea they're going to be there, I hope they've been able to hide it from them because because she does live with them at home every day of the week. But she's coming towards it. Look at the time. It's going to be a massive personal best. Something like 18 or 19 minutes inside her personal best. And there she crosses the line and mum and dad are pointed out to her. And I should think she's in shock. Shock and fatigue for Shibani there because she had no idea mum and dad were going to be there. Crosses the line. And I think a personal best hour by about 19 minutes. That is, in many ways, the performance of the day. Fantastic.
19 minutes improvement on her personal best. Poppy.
Hi, Shibani. How are you feeling?
I have stomach cramps, terrible ones.
But you had set a goal for yourself, and what do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm just 4:40, so 4:30 was my goal. Yeah. I believe that's the gross timing, so I don't know what the net timing is.
And how do you feel that your parents are here? I guess you didn't know they're going to be here.
Oh.
And how are you guys feeling?
Oh yeah, I'm very happy.
And you,
very happy. I'm proud of her now.
You guys run with her? Do you, like as a family, do you guys ever go?
His walking pace is as good as my running pace, and he's old.
Are you guys going to celebrate today? No more running?
No, just a lot of carbs and a lot of sleep.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A fantastic race there for Shibani. It looks like her family is also very happy with her. Her dad seems to be extremely proud of her as well. We've got another dignitary that we caught up with earlier on this morning. Another dignitary who kicked off, Sunil Lulla, who started his race early on this morning at 5:40.
I think it's Bombay's most iconic event. I have not been able to take part. I should do the dream run, the short one for NGOs, but I just thought I'd push myself. I'm soon turning 53 and there couldn't be a better time to do it.
some very important people taking part of here at the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, raising their own levels of fitness and also raising awareness about the sport in general. We've spoken about this so many times today that the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon has kicked off a running revolution in this country, Tim.
Yes, it has, and I mean, I think that's one of the most magical things, is that people's lives are changed dramatically when they start running. It means that they're spending half an hour a day doing something really healthy, burning calories, losing weight, getting fresh air, enjoying sunshine. It's, you know, if you look at it on the individual basis, it's really reshaping lives. And when people see other people out running, it affects people that are doing the viewing, so to speak. So it escalates. It's almost like a pyramid fashion. It will increase and increase.
And people from all walks of life as well, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, getting out in the streets, joining running clubs as well, and taking to a healthier lifestyle.
Anybody can do it. It's so accessible. That's what's wonderful about running. Shibani said that she gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning and runs. And the days when she's too busy later in the day to do that, she gets up at 5 o'clock because she has to get the running done. That is inspiration to me.
Okay, let's take a look at some results.
Well, we can indeed, yes, and the elite men's race was won by Evans Ruto this morning, the 8th Kenyan winner in the 11 editions of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, 2:09:33. Lawrence Kimayo and Philemon Baru are 1, 2, 3 for the Kenyans, both under 2:10 as well. Fittingly, the first three breaking that barrier with Chebogot and Bush Endich in 4th and 5th. And look at that, you have to go down to 8th place before you find Mekonnen of Ethiopia, a non-Kenyan, running 2:12:17. And the elite women's results, well, the Ethiopians did sneak in there. Dinknesh Mekash, second last year, winning comfortably here today by almost 2 minutes, 2:28:08 over Gladys Kipsoi and Buzunesh Ugesa. And again, just the first two under 2:30. Ugesa there in third place, hitting that mark exactly. The women, I think, running more tactical affair today than did the men.
We still have lots more sights and scenes coming up from the Dream Run, and we're also tracking two other people who are taking part in the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. We're tracking those stories as they develop, but make sure that you stick around as we go for a quick break and come back in a few minutes. Another one of our marathon quotes from Mike Finelli, a running club coach. I tell our runners to divide the race into thirds. Run the first part with your head, the middle part with your personality, and the last part with your heart. And that last part where you run with your heart is where the belief comes in, as we see overhead pictures from the Air India building of Marine Drive, where the Dream Run is underway. 6 kilometers of fun, pageantry, and some good Sunday morning exercise, Tim.
Very good Sunday morning exercise, yes. I think if you could do it every Sunday, you'd be in very good health. Certainly, you should be doing it several days a week, frankly. If it's 6 kilometers, you could walk that in an hour. It's not a particularly fast walk. Do your world of good. Burn calories, get some fresh air. And it is spreading. I think word is spreading across India pretty quickly.
That's right. We've got people from all walks of life taking part in the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, and 3 of them are stories that we've been tracking in particular. Mayanti's got more for us on that. Mayanti. Mayanti, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What's going on, Mayanti?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off my bike for a second over here, if you don't mind stopping, and I'm going to catch up with our man over there, Devin, who's steadily running along. I'll get the camera to follow me.
It's quite incredible what Mayanti has been doing. She's been tracking these stories of 3 individuals who've been running their personal races. Devin, who Mayanti is with right now, has run half marathons before. That's the first time that he's attempting to run a full marathon. Mayanti, over to you. I'm not sure.
Thanks, Nick. So here we are. I'm with Devin. And you're doing it. You're almost doing it.
Yeah, I know. But I'm very, very, very tired.
No, come on. You barely got it.
I have another 14 minutes to go to finish 5 and 1 kilometer, so I'll walk down now.
And it's your first marathon.
My first marathon. It is not as easy as I thought, but I am happy because I know my first 30 kilometers were excellent.
Manchester United, right?
Pardon?
Your favorite team is Manchester United, right?
Yeah.
They need their fans to do well.
I just don't think about football. I just think about finishing.
Okay, you're going to finish. We'll see you at the finish line. Well done, Devin. Carry on, all the best. Nick, back to you.
Big smile on Devin's face. It's really nice to see him running so easily. Tim, what do you think about him?
I think actually he's in pretty good form, and I think he's been out there for getting on for 4.5 hours, 5 hours. I mean, he looks remarkably fit to me. He's smiling, he's moving really well. He's got quite a small stride, but he's got very good cadence. His legs are moving quite fast. And he was clearly trying to be polite to my auntie there, but you could see he was, in between the lines, he was saying, leave me alone, I just need to ease myself through this last few miles.
Well, Devin was one of those people who wasn't entirely fit, and his family has some interesting thoughts about what they think about him taking to running and about the sport in general. Let's take a look at that story.
The journey from the couch to a staggering 35k in 4 hours is not an easy one, especially for someone like Devin Lilani, who has had a sedentary lifestyle all throughout. But it has certainly changed him for the better and given him a purpose to work towards.
Wake him up early on a Sunday to go somewhere was really difficult. 4:15 and Sunday morning, he's up to go the running way.
He's become active, he has become focused, he's not lazy.
He lost 3 kilos a year, so he lost a lot of weight.
हमें तो इतना भरोसा नहीं था कि वो मैराथन फुल मैराथन कर सकता है, मगर आज हमको पूरा भरोसा है कि वो पूरा मैराथन करेगा.
Well, there's Devin's dad turning disbelief into belief after watching his son take to running here at the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. Of course, being inspired by the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, joined a running club, lost a ton of weight, and now lives a much healthier lifestyle.
Yeah, really nice to see the kids and the wife and the father all joining in and saying, giving them moral support. And I think, it highlights one factor we haven't really touched upon this morning, is that every runner has to have a team behind them, supporting them. Whether it's Shibani and her mum and dad, or if it's the elite athletes with the coach and the masseur and the dietitian and training partners and the wife cooking the food back at home. These performances are all the pinnacle of a team effort, and I think that's what's really been shown very clearly there.
Speaking of the elite athletes, what is their family structure like? What is their family team like? I know they have a professional team that, of course, helps them, take part in the races and travels with them around the world. But what's the family structure?
Well,
like?
That's the interesting thing, because if you're a marathon runner, a professional marathon runner, you generally run 2 marathons a year, and you won't do many other races. You might do a couple of half marathons. So, 99% of your year, more of it, is living at home with your family in a routine, training hard. So the support network becomes very, very important. But a lot of the Kenyan athletes got wives, they've got children, they've got land, they might have a shop. They have quite busy lives outside of the morning run and the evening run. Most of their day consists of 2 training sessions. How they fill the time around that is up to them. But most of them keep themselves pretty busy. They don't just lie around watching TV waiting for the next run.
Well, over the course of today's race, we've seen some very interesting performances. We're going to come back and talk about those performances in a while. But in the meantime, let's take a quick little break and come back with more action here from the 11th Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. Welcome back to live pictures of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. Some spectacular pictures of the Air India building. Air India, of course, who've been great supporters and partners of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon since its inception in 2004. We're coming to you live from Azad Maidan in Mumbai, and we're ready with our presentation in the men's elite category. All 3 of our 3 top runners all broke the 2-hour, 10-minute barrier here in Mumbai this year.
They did indeed do that today. They broke the 2 hours, 10 minutes barrier. And the champion being crowned there. Fittingly, we get there just in time to see Evans Ruto receive his medal as the champion in this 11th edition of the race. His unofficial winning time, 2 hours, 9 minutes and 39 seconds. And boy, oh boy, did he look strong through those last few miles. Lawrence Kimayo taking 2nd place to the left of picture there. Lawrence Kimayo will be one very happy man too, because the prize money is pretty impressive. But looking happiest of all, of course, Evans Ruto there.
And here's our marathoner. This is the first time that he's attempting a full marathon here in Mumbai. He's run a few halves before. Devin Lilani coming home to finish his first ever full marathon. Now, as a surprise to him as well, he's not aware of this, but we've got Devin's family also waiting for him at the end of the finish line. People lining the sides of the streets, cheering on the runners who are taking part here in the Mumbai Marathon.
Well, and that is some performance for a debut. He's going to break 5 hours, 4:57 on the clock. He's not allowing himself to show an emotion just yet. He's keeping focused, easing across the line. Now he begins the celebrations, and that is a fabulous performance from a man who, for the first time, has just covered 42 kilometers, 26.1 miles. 26.2 miles. Boy, oh boy. And I tell you what, he looks in fine fettle. He looks to me like he could have kept going.
He looks okay. He looks like he can run another half right now. As you can see, more and more people coming across the start-finish line. Big smiles on people's faces. It really is an achievement, completing a full marathon. And if you complete it under 5 hours, it's even better. That's Devin finishing his first ever marathon. Walking into the holding area, thinking about the last 5 hours from the time he started. At 5:40 this morning, it's almost 11 o'clock, he's been running for just under 5 hours. It is a remarkable achievement for a first-timer to have broken the 5-hour barrier.
And also, you know, a successful businessman who has a busy life, professional life. So to actually, you know, take the training in his stride, get the race done, and still be smiling, is no mean feat. Said he'd be on cloud 9, and I think he is. He probably looking for a nice bottle of water. That would help, I guess. I'm not quite sure when they get some water at the finish line, but he looks very, very happy indeed.
Oh, that's his dad. That's his very proud father, changing disbelief to belief. The wife and the kids. Poppy.
Done it. Let's see. Let's see how excited Devin and his family are.
I just can't believe it. This is the first time. At 30 kilometers, I had lost hopes that I'll finish it. But no, something was there which pushed me, and I could do it less than 5 hours.
That's remarkable.
It's 4:54.
Fantastic. And the credit goes to you and your family members as well.
Yes, of course, all my family members, my coaches, my everybody.
They have been praying for you. They've been feeding you good food.
Praying. They have been, like, I just can't believe. The last few days were so tenseful, but I did it.
What an achievement. How are you feeling, the wifey?
I'm feeling really, really great at the moment, and I'm seeing him done it.
And do you plan to run as well?
I think I should.
It should become,
all of the family members need to run now.
I think it should become.
Also should run. If I can run, anybody can run. I was never a running person. I was never a morning person, and I did it.
Fantastic. I think you should become like the first running family of India.
I hope so. Thank you. I hope so. I hope so. I'm still able to sing, but everything was very comfortable. After 30 kilometers, it was really, really difficult. I walked, I ran, I walked, I ran. I prayed to God. I thank Almighty now, of course, that I am here. I thank all my family members. I thank all my coaches.
Mother, who's no more with us, but this
run to my mother, who I lost about 6 months back, and she would have been very happy seeing this.
Okay, thank you very much, Devin, and hooray! Fantastic! Thank you.
Fantastic scenes there from Devin and Poppy. Mayanti's got some news for us. Mayanti, who are you with? Mayanti.
To Meenakshi and Sampath. I'm just about to get to Meenakshi and Sampath. Nikhil, they're just following me behind. They were breaking, they were in a run a little bit. They're just about breaking into a walk. So if you come back to me in 20 seconds, I'm going to come to them in just a bit.
Mayanti's been capturing some fantastic images for us. She's actually been on the streets for about 5 hours. She's covered some of the more real stories here at the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, sometimes on the bike, sometimes getting off and running alongside. She's now trying to catch up with Meenakshi, a housewife who's just over 40 years old, who was attempting to break her own personal best of 5 hours and 10 minutes. But it looks like the tiredness may have got to her, the heat and the humidity may have got to her. Mayanti?
Yeah, Nikhil, can you hear me?
Yes, Mayanti, we can hear you.
Meenakshi besides me, you've hit the 40K mark. Yeah. You've hit the 40K mark, Meenakshi.
Yes, I know.
The hard part is over.
40 is over, 2 more is left, that's it. So,
and where's your partner in crime? Come on, Sampath. Come on, come on, come on. Wow, you've worked very hard, haven't you? Thank you. You've also hit the 40. All right, both of you, love birds. I'm not going to get in the way. All the best. We'll see you in the end. Back to you, Nikhil.
Thank you very much, Mayanti. Meenakshi is going to be finishing off her race in just about 2 kilometers. And joining us in the studio is an event ambassador who's been a huge supporter of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon for the past couple of years, John Abraham. John, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Hi, Tim.
What's your day been like today?
Woke up early. We went and flagged the half marathon off, and great to see 14,000 people take off from the half marathon line and band a reclamation. And then I came here. We saw the dream run go off, and even the full marathon, and the special one for 2.5 kilometers. So it was a lot of fun.
Now, I've been asking everybody who sat in this chair today over here that over 11 years of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, you must have encountered many stories. What's been your favorite marathon story over the years?
Well, I think the one for the physically challenged, the special marathon, is probably the most inspiring one every year, Nikhil. And I'm sure everyone who comes and sees it from the perspective I'm seeing it from loves that. I think it's just really, really very inspiring. But I remember once seeing John Keelia when he won the marathon, I think in 2008, 6, correct me if I'm wrong. He crossed the finish line, and I couldn't believe a man run at that speed to cross the finish line. Because these guys, for the viewer, I mean, they know best that these guys run at 21 kilometers an hour. And that's really fast. And we run on the treadmill at 10 kilometers an hour or 12 kilometers an hour.
And it knocks us out.
It knocks us out completely, Nikhil. And you know, these guys do it at 21. It's amazing.
Well, we've been talking about it. Sometimes you can't really tell on the camera because the camera is front on. But if the camera comes side on and you see the pavement going by,
absolutely,
you see how quickly that goes by.
I got shocked when I saw them cross the finish line, and I could not believe it.
Have you ever tried cranking the treadmill up to 21K and holding it for a minute or two?
I've cranked the treadmill up to 20K. And when I was my fittest best, and I've run for about 2 minutes at 20K, and then I had to jump off and put my legs on the side and take a breather. Now, these guys do 21 for
John,
2 hours.
I need to pause you for a second because in the presentation area, we're ready for the women's presentation right now.
And there is the champion stepping up onto the top of the rostrum, and a fitting champion she is indeed. Dinknesh Mekash there of Ethiopia, second last year. She's come back and nailed it this time round, winning by about a minute. Her time 2:28.05 unofficially. As a young athlete, she was taken to Addis Ababa by a charity and introduced to running. She was given good coaching, accommodation and support. And here she is years later, and it's like a fairy tale, a dream come true. Quite an astonishing tale of from rags to riches. Holding her medal aloft, Gladys Kipsoi in second place. And we can confirm that result there. There's the top 10 women for you. Ethiopia winning that women's race. Mekash 2:28.08, Kipsoi in second place. Ogessa in third on 2:30 exactly.
Well, back in the studio, we're with John Abraham. And John, there's been a bit of a running revolution across India. Do you have any stories of people who've taken to running after they've discovered, you know, the joys of taking part in the Standard Chartered Marathon or any other middle distance race?
Yeah, my friend, my best friend, he's taken to running, and he and his wife both ran the half marathon last year. And he came back very disappointed because his wife beat him. But otherwise, it was all good.
You know what they say, behind every successful man, there's a woman. Behind every successful woman, there's a man who's surprised.
There's a man who's surprised.
Well, take a look at these pictures that we're going to bring to you on screen right now. There's a couple that's been running. There's Meenakshi and her husband. Meenakshi has in the past run a 5-hour, 10-minute marathon. She set herself a personal goal of going under 5 hours. I don't think she's going to make that happen today because she's encountered some problems during the race today. She's had to walk. She's up to 5:06 right now. She's had to walk a little bit, run a little bit, but she's determined to finish the race. And it's quite remarkable, some of the stories that we've been tracking. There was one girl who wanted to knock 30 minutes off her time, and she actually managed to knock about 18 minutes off it. She went, 4 hours and 40 minutes, if I'm not wrong.
She did 4:38.
4:38.
Yeah. It was a fantastic performance.
And there's a story about Devin as well, who's run a couple of half marathons before, and for the first time today ran a full marathon. So some amazing accomplishments.
Yeah, and I think it's very tough to run on the road. For people who haven't really tried it, it's easier to run on the treadmill, and when you come out on the road, it's really tough. At least that's been my experience, Nikhil. And I wish to run at least the half marathon one day.
Maybe you and I will do it together.
It's tougher for you. You're a big fella. I mean, there's a power to weight ratio going on here. You're built like a sprinter. You look like you should be doing the Usain Bolt thing, not the Kenyan thing.
I held the 100 meters record in Bombay for 4 years in the juniors. So I used to love sprinting, 100s, 200s, but that was it. And I used to run out of steam. It's going to be tough. I hope I can do it.
Well, maybe one of these days you will, and maybe one of these days I will as well. We're going to be taking a short little break here now here on the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, but make sure that you stick around, because we'll be coming back to wrap up the day with John Abraham. Still watching live coverage of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon coming to you from Mumbai, and we've got pictures of Mayanti, who's running with Meenakshi, our running housewife. Mayanti.
Nikhil, I'm just in awe of Meenakshi over here right now. I mean, she's way past your husband. You're worried about him. Don't worry, he's fine. But you're almost there.
Okay, but still, I'm not.
No, you can do it, Meenakshi. The end is in sight. We're cheering you on, right? You are doing. Okay, go for it, Meenakshi. I'm not going to ask her to talk anymore right now, Nikhil, but I mean, she's doing an excellent job over here. Let's cheer her on. Come on, Meenakshi. Excellent.
Mayanti, she really is doing an amazing job, and you can see the pain. She's grimacing through the pain right now and running through the last, as you can see that board that just popped up in the background. There's about 1 kilometer left before Meenakshi completes her marathon today in Mumbai, the 11th edition of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. John, you're watching these pictures as well. What's going through your mind when you see runners like this taking to the streets in Mumbai?
I'm truly inspired by seeing Meenakshi right now, because you can see the determination on her face to complete the marathon. And she doesn't want to break into a trot again. She wants to keep running, and it's just all focus, and she just needs to cross that finish line. And I think there's a lot to learn, because these guys really practice for 6 months in advance, and then they come into these races. And it's very, very credible that she's doing it in the time she's doing it in. So I hope she crosses the line and at the rate at which she's going. It's awesome.
Determination, training, and belief.
Absolutely.
I believe we're ready for the Indian men's presentation down in the presentation area. Let's go down there now.
Well, here they are, and again, we're just in time to see the champion being given his medal. Karan Singh is the new champion, 2 hours, 24 minutes, 13 seconds unofficially. The leading Indian. In second place, Rashpal Singh, and in third place today was a man who really did put in good performance, spinning Ling Koi. He sprinted like mad. There he is, the champion from last year. He was hoping for a 4th title in Mumbai today, having to settle for that bronze medal. But certainly Karan Singh is the new name. The times weren't so quick, but the manner of his victory was quite superb. And he turned back a very strong field of the top Indian athletes. Commonwealth Games places beckon for all these 3 men and others, but they'll need to find a faster race in coming weeks. We can take a look now at all of those top 10 in the Indian race. 2:24.08 for Karan Singh there, a new name on top of the Indian pile. Rashpal Singh in second place, Ling Koi in third, and Sanvaru Yadav, not Ram Singh Yadav, in 5th place there on 2:26 exactly. The first 5 getting under 2 hours 30.
Men's results, we're going to go back to the story of Meenakshi Sampath Kumar. She's just about half a kilometer away from the finish line here at the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. It's been an epic race for kicking off, starting up at 5:40 in the morning when it was still dark for the first couple of hours. John, 5 hours on the road, non-stop, running most of the way, walking some of the way. We've spoken about the fact that you and I probably wouldn't be able to do it. It's not an easy task to do. Yeah. And you see images like this, and you realize that there's hundreds and thousands of Indians that are taking to running and a fitter way of life. Do you have a message that you'd like to give them?
Well, I believe the one must be fit. I'm an early riser. I wake up at 5 every morning, 4:30 to be specific actually. I try and sleep by 9 o'clock, 9:30. And I lead a boring life, like they say. But I think the benefits are far more, because I feel healthier. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. You know, so there's a feeling of, and I don't do this for anyone except for myself. And if you can be a role model for all the youngsters out there and tell them that, listen, the best way to be cool is to be fit and do it the right way. That's a message that must go across to everyone out there. And one of the best ways to do it is by seeing the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, to see all these people come out early in the morning and take to the roads and try and achieve their goals.
You know, speaking of benefits, the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon raises a lot of money for charity as well. Yeah. Are there any charities that you personally support?
Yep. As the event ambassador, I'm not supposed to wear any specific charity, but yes, I do support a number of charities. One in specific is the Habitat for Humanity. It's a Jimmy Carter Work Foundation, where we build homes for the homeless. And then there is CRY, Child Relief and Youth. There's Concern, a very important foundation that I support through my mother's Make-A-Wish. And PETA, of course, is another institution I support. So some institutions like that, and also NAB.
Okay, we're just seeing pictures coming through of Meenakshi Sampath Kumar, a housewife just over 40 years old, who set herself a personal target of attempting to finish the marathon under 5 hours. She hasn't been able to do that today, but it is an accomplishment finishing the marathon. She's picked up the pace a little bit towards the end. Tim, talk us through this.
Well, she's really hurting. I mean, it's been a superb effort. I think my auntie was dead right to leave her alone a few minutes back when clearly she was in a lot of discomfort. I think if you've been out there for 5 hours, 5.25 hours, you're hurting all over. It's a wonderful feeling of achievement when you cross the line, but you just want to stay in the zone and be left alone to sort of suffer in peace, so to speak, the last few miles. She's amongst all those runners, still going past people, incidentally. She's moving as well now as she was an hour ago, so all credit to her. And she will hurt and be sore, and she'll say never again this afternoon. But usually within a couple of days, you say to yourself, yeah, I'm going to have another one of those and I'm going to get better. But right now, ask her if she wants to go through this again, and she'll go, are you mad? Very, very serious. She's just determined to get to that line. But so often with marathon runners, you see them looking okay, moving like that to the finish line, and then literally collapsing when they get over the line with fatigue, because mentally you're told you can relax as soon as you cross that line and your body just flops. But
so how much of what she's doing right now is actual physical effort, and how much of it is just mental belief?
Oh, I think that's about 80% mental determination and stubbornness that's carrying her through to the line there, because every bit of her body is screaming, just stop and lie down. But she's about to finish, 5 hours 17 on the clock. It's a really warm morning out there. It's a long, long effort. Far more than twice the time on her feet than the elite athletes have spent.
Well, she's almost across the finish line, gritting her teeth, and there she is. Poppy, what can you get out of Meenakshi?
Wow. Meenakshi, how do you feel? Elated?
It's great, actually. I'm 9 minutes late. Okay, it's no problem. Last year it's 5:11. Today it's 5:09. I'm great.
Are you waiting for your husband?
Yeah, of course. Without him, I can't do anything. I love him very much. So I'm waiting for him also. So 1 kilometer behind me only.
Okay. Are you happy that you defeated him?
No.
Is there going to be a fight at the home?
Okay, that is okay. But not like this competition. I can't. So,
okay, tell me what gives you the motivation to run so much?
Actually, that is only the health conscious. I'm too obese and 6 years back. So now I'm fit because of marathon, Mumbai Marathon. That is, there is an aim. You finished in this time, then only we achieve something. Otherwise, let it go, like that only. So there is.
It's very sweet there, Meenakshi talking to Poppy, and she's still looking out for her husband. Her husband's 1 kilometer at the back. It's quite fantastic. John Abraham, thank you so much for being a part of us, and thank you for supporting the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon.
Thank you, Nikhil.
Tim Hutchings, thank you so much for being here with us in Mumbai. It's been fantastic, as always, having you here.
Nikhil, been great fun. Love this city. We'll be back for sure.
We've had a fantastic time here, the 11th Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. Thank you for all of your support and for watching the program today. I'm Nikhil Chinappa. I hope you've had an enjoyable day and have a great Sunday ahead of you. Bye-bye.